Men are doing the same thing all around the world. All around the world. Men are not protectors. Men are out here trying to sleep with whoever they can, and men are out here impregnating young children.
I mean, I'm not going to make an accusation like the previous gentleman did about your motives, but if you walk on this bill, it's definitely because you support child marriage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Every day I get up, I get on, I log in, I get on my Zooms, and I find endless information about all types of things. But there's this theme that I'm seeing over and over and over again. And I address it as much as I possibly can because it needs to be addressed. But when I talk about misogyny, I talk about misogyny on a global level. I don't talk about it in America. I don't talk about it black people, white people. I talk about it just from the basis of being a man, because men globally have a problem with misogyny. And it plays out many different ways. But one of the worst ways it plays out, or maybe the worst way, well, outside of femicide, the worst way that to me that misogyny plays out on a day-to-day basis is how men cannot control our sexual urges, our sexual desires, because we see women and children as puppets, as inanimate objects, as things to be dominated and controlled. There are men literally fighting for, or to keep the right for men to marry children. Like right now in America, there are men literally fighting for the right literally fighting to keep the right for men to marry children. This is crazy.
You're allowed to in my name, but that'd be okay. I don't mind.
Oh, actually, you can do that by house rules. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Can I help you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to ask you specifically what your concerns were with this bill and why you would instruct people to walk if they have a problem with it.
Well, I have a problem with the bill because now I know you're not pro-life, that you don't mind.
Oh, you know that I'm not pro-life?
Well, I would assume you're not. You're always voting for abortion.
Okay, so what part of the...
I hate that the right has taken the term pro-life and co-opted it, because saying you're pro-life because you are anti-abortion is an oxymoron. Like, so you're not pro-life of the mother, you're just only pro-life of the fetus. So you're not pro-life, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I think that the term should be, I think it should be applied to pro sentient life. Are you pro sentient life, or are you against sentient life? Because the mothers are sentient beings. They have a past, they have a present, and they have a future. Fetuses do not. Fetuses don't have all three. So to me, if you are pro sentient life, I think you should just be able to cut that off and say you are actually pro-life. Because yeah, let's protect the mothers. The mothers are the most important people in this scenario right now, right? That's obvious. The mothers are the most important people in this scenario. Nobody should have to sacrifice their life for somebody else. I don't care who that other person is. If they don't want to, they shouldn't have to do it.
Bill, do you think so you were accusing every Republican bill sponsor that is supporting this bill, both in the House and the Senate.
I ain't accusing anything. I'm just saying if this bill passed, more baby would die.
Oh, okay.
So you can look at the
babies are not dying, not more babies. I mean, babies are dying, but not because of this bill or whatever he's talking about. Abortions are not, nobody's unalive, nobody's killing babies. That's not what an abortion is. Killing a baby is murder. Stopping a pregnancy is an abortion. That's what an abortion is. You're just stopping a pregnancy. You're not killing a baby. Those are two completely different things. Legally, they're different things. They mean different things in close to half the states in this country. It used to, not too long ago, in 50 states, it didn't mean the same thing. But, Republicans ruined it.
Anytime you want to, we show you that if this bill passed, that people at 16, 17 years old will have more abortion because they can't get married.
Okay, so are you saying that the Senate...
Did you guys hear what he just said? These 16 and 17-year-olds are going to have more abortions because they can't get married. So he's fighting for children to be able to get married. And he's trying to do it under the guise of stopping abortions from happening. Wow.
There's Senator Berger, Senator Carter, and Senator Fitzwater signed this bill that would kill babies in this state?
I am a truthful person and tell the truth. And the
so was that a yes?
The research that I had done, it's pretty simple. It said that when you, at 16, 17, going to have a baby, the chance you can't get married, someone to support you, the chance to have an abortion.
Okay.
And three
Hold on, sir. I want for the edification of the body.
Oh, I appreciate you telling educate the body. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So to be clear, you think that it will cause abortions in this state if children can't get married?
I telling you, when 16, 17 old going to have
just answer the question.
A baby, right? You understand that when they go in to have a baby and they cannot get married, they don't have that support to keep the baby. So I think from 16, 17 on the proven fact that more young lady will have abortion.
Got it. Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Speaker, to speak on the bill.
He wants 16 and 17-year-olds and probably 12-year-olds and whatever age, other ages that girls are getting pregnant, to have access or be able to get married so that they can have quote unquote support so that they would keep the babies, because that's the thing that's driving women to get abortions is because, according to him, because they're not married and they don't have the support.
Proceed, lady.
Wow. Okay. So in the year of our Lord 2025, a representative who has served this body for 7 years just accused every Republican bill sponsor that supports this bill in both the House and the Senate of being pro-abortion if they are against child marriage. Let's be crystal clear about that. These are the same minors that we, for years, aren't smart enough to make decisions over their own bodies. And we've been taking the parental rights away to make medical decisions on their behalfs. But let's go ahead and sign them into a lifelong government contract where they have even less control over themselves. And let's call it pro-life. Let's sign women's rights away, little girls' rights away. Children that are not old enough to drink, to vote, to rent an apartment, to rent a car. I am sick and tired of this body saying that children need to be protected, but let's force them to get married. As the only child welfare professional in either side of this chamber, I can tell you that I've gone through this bill and it will do nothing but protect children. It will enhance the lives of families across this state.
If you guys ever wanted to keep me out of your state, like, I'm a California boy, born and raised. Don't ignore the Yankees hat. It's just fresh. I'm a California boy, born and raised. But if you guys ever want to keep me out of your state, there's a few things you can do. One of them is to not allow women to get abortions. I am not going to any state that doesn't allow women to get abortions. I refuse. I'm talking about moving there. Zero chance. Automatically disqualified. Automatically. My wife can still have children. Starting there, my wife can still have children, and I want her, if she were to get pregnant and she, for whatever reason, because I don't give a what the reason is. I don't care what the reason is. If my wife just don't want to have a baby, if it's Tuesday, if it's the 3rd of the month, like, I don't give a fuck. That woman could go abort that baby. No questions asked. I will go get my car keys and drive her down to the doctor's and wait with her and be with her and buy her a little pack afterwards to whatever you need, you know what I'm saying? Some snacks and proper feed, whatever happens after the fact, you know what I'm saying? I'll be there for her all through the emotional part, all of that stuff. I don't give a fuck. That is that woman's body. That's me. That's my strongest opinion on abortion from my perspective as a man. That's the strongest my opinion can be, is I don't give a fuck what you do with that baby. Don't care. So That's the easiest way to keep me out of your state. Don't allow women to get abortions. That's pretty easy. And also, I know that there's other things that is attached to that as a black person. They kind of go hand in hand. You strip away rights from women, you strip away rights from black people, marginalized groups of people. I know. So I'm good. It's number one. Number two, allow child marriage. Like, have actual politicians fighting on the chamber floors to keep child marriage legal or to institute child marriage. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. So yeah, Arkansas, this is in Arkansas. There's no threat of a public offender ever moving to Arkansas. I have no interest in moving to Arkansas. This is beyond disturbing. Beyond disturbing to have a 60-plus-year-old man on the fucking floor of the Senate arguing to keep the right to marry children, and then to compound that, trying to do it under the guise of stopping them from being able to get abortions. Like, it's a double-edged sword. It's gonna cut you on either end. Like, he really thought, like, oh yeah, we got to stop them from getting abortions, y'all, right? Right? Even the Republicans are like, no, bro, we don't want children to get married. Like, even a lot of his Republican, colleagues are like, no. And that's what that woman is saying. She's like, a ton of Republican politicians wrote this bill. So you're saying that they don't care about children? Cool story, bro.
And anyone who says otherwise should be ashamed, because their reasons for voting are what.
Anybody who says otherwise about that bill protecting children should be arrested.
The only child welfare professional in either side of this chamber, I can tell you that I've gone through this bill, and it will do nothing but protect children. It will enhance the lives of families across this state. And anyone who says otherwise should be ashamed, because their reasons for voting or walking on this bill are going to be crystal clear. I mean, I'm not going to make an accusation like the previous.
She almost did. She wanted to. She thought about it so bad.
Gentleman did about your motives. But if you walk on this bill, it's definitely because you support child marriage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's not an accusation. That's not an accusation. That is literally what you're doing. So yeah, you don't need to bite your tongue on that one, ma'am. That's not an accusation. That is 100% exactly what's going on. And so from the floors of the Arkansas Senate, all the way over to the Philippines, here we go. We have an article about this right here is the craziest shit I've seen in a while. It says, out of over 3,000 babies, only 22 have fathers of same age as teen moms. Out of over 3,000 babies, only 22 have fathers of same age as teen moms. Out of the more than 3,000 children born to mothers aged 10 to 14 years old in 2023, only 22 have fathers who were of the same age as their mothers. This, according to a former executive director of the Commission on Population and Development, who indicated the need for comprehensive sexuality education among the young. The numbers were based on a study by the Philippine Statistics Authority, and they were highlighted during the media discussion regarding the implementation of CSE in the Philippines. Dr. Jeppy Perez, former executive director of the Commission on Population and Development, said that this is one of the main reasons why the CSE is important and that the number needs to be taken action by the government. Only 22 of the fathers reported were the same age as the mother. 99% of the reports of births had someone older than 17 years old. So let's rewind that. Only 22 of the 3,000 babies born were born to fathers who were the same age as the children, the children mothers, the mother childs, whatever you want to call them. 99% of them were over the age of 17. In America, if you change the laws, this is what it used to look like, and this is what it would look like. In America, it's around 40%, I want to say. It's really high. If I'm not mistaken, somebody could look that up. My memory's not the best, but I think it's around 40% of the fathers are significantly older, 18 and older, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. It might be higher than that, but it's really high though. It's ridiculously high. Shouldn't be one. 10 to 14 shouldn't be one. But there are. So only 1%. Only 1% were born to fathers who were the same age as the 10 to 14-year-old children, mothers, girls. So when you see a man in Arkansas arguing on the Senate floor saying that he wants to keep child marriages intact, this is it. It's the same. Men are doing the same thing all around the world. All around the world. Men are not protectors. Men are out here trying to sleep with whoever they can, and men are out here impregnating young children and then fighting for the right to be able to marry these children. And like I said, men just have no control over their impulses, so much to the point to where they're willing to do this to their own flesh and blood.
This story is disturbing. This Indiana politician got his daughter drunk in Las Vegas on Long Island iced teas on her 21st birthday, only to SA her in the hotel room. Just before going to the strip club, he had told his daughter, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. He left his daughter at the bar. Well, he went to a private room. Records show his daughter got so drunk she needed a wheelchair to get back to the hotel room. She said she fell asleep and then woke up to her father sexually assaulting her, and he only stopped when she started to move. And while all of this was going on, John Jessup was serving as the county commissioner in Indiana. He even won a seat on the Hancock City Council while these accusations were being made. Since the assault, his daughter said that she had to be tested for STDs and suffered.
While the accusations were being made?
John Jessup was serving as the county commissioner in Indiana. He even won a seat on the Hancock City Council while these accusations were being made. Since the assault, his daughter said that she had to be tested for STDs and.
Republicans are despicable. I'm sorry. Republicans are you guys are despicable. Wow. So when his daughter made these claims and y'all voted this motherfucker in, lock them all up. Lock them all up. Lock them all up. They're all culpable. They're all culpable. They're all responsible for it. Lock them all up. That's crazy.
Since the assault, his daughter said that she had to be tested for STDs and suffers from PTSD. This is what she said in the sentencing hearing. Since my biological father sexually assaulted me on January 26 last year, my life feels like it's shattered. Jessup now must serve 6 years in prison, can never have contact with his daughter or the rest of his family for the rest of his life. What are your thoughts about this horrific story? Write in the comments.
My thoughts are that's just men meaning. That's what men do. If it ain't a man doing this, it's a man protecting the man doing this, right? If it ain't a man doing this, it's a man or system built by men protecting men that do this. I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. That's what it is. And this is a global phenomenon. This is not America. This ain't white men. And I know I was just talking about Republicans because that is specific to our country right here. But Democrats be raping women too. Leftists be raping women too. Communists raping women too. I don't care. So no, I don't want to hear that shit. This is something that is broken within men, and we need to address it. We need to get to a place to where we can see women and children as human beings and as people, and not as objects. That at its core is the problem. You guys, you don't respect people's sovereignty. You don't respect people's rights. You don't see them as people. They are dehumanizing your mind. And that's the only way that you can do this type of stuff to a person. That's the way it works. And we spend so much time dehumanizing women and children. So much time. But that shit has got to stop.